Hello YouTube and welcome to my monthly lineup challenge for April. Slightly later in the month unfortunately because I haven't been able to get any table time with work and holidays and stuff, but pleased that I did manage to get down. You'll notice a bit of a difference between this first clip and the rest, and that's because this one I played on one day and then the rest of it I had to play on the following day because yes, I had to scarper unfortunately. So this is the first of 5, and apologies for this one being quite a long video, but do please stay with me to the end because it might be worth it, and if I can figure out how to put timestamps and stuff in the thing on YouTube I will do, so you can fast forward to various different bits. So as always, I'm using the spotty ball because I like to show you guys whereabouts I'm striking on the ball, and so you can see what, if any, sort of spin I'm putting on it, and it also tells me if I'm doing that correctly, mainly to see any unwanted side, as that's what we don't want, do we? So up to 24, things are going all right, and Dave's just coming in to join me. So that red shot was just slightly left of centre and below as well, just to help the white get onto the black nicely, and then the black to the following red was basically the same shot again, always with the helping side. But that one, plain ball, maybe half a tip of right hand side just to make sure it comes away from the black, but playing that one a bit firmer than normal. Right, screwed out nicely for a choice of a few reds. It's just really if I want to stay on the black or if I don't mind going up for the pink, but opting to just screw this red in and get a low black to help me go up towards the next red. But a schoolboy error, and our best spot was quite a straightforward red, but break of 40, so that's not too bad. So attempt number 2, let's have a look, can I do any better than the 40? Well, it's a little bit closer to the reds than I would have wanted, if I'm being really honest with myself. Would have preferred a little bit more queuing space. So as you can see, they're using a bit more right hand side and a bit more screw to help it come away from the reds, rather than just playing it plain ball and trying to stun down. But couldn't avoid the cannon on that red, unfortunately, because I wanted to play it relatively gently. I didn't want to hit that one too hard. Now I could take the red that's 2 above the black, but that's only going to send me up towards the pink or the blue. So if I can roll or stun this one in, I will stay on the black nicely. But I don't know if you noticed, I did after looking at it, that there was a trace of unwanted right hand side which pushed the red off at a different angle to the potting angle. So very, very schoolboy there. So unfortunately just a 16, but we need to keep things honest, as we can all miss the easiest of balls, but let's see if we can make up for that awful miss. and do join me in laughing at myself for that one. But I don't know if you've noticed, but I also seem to feel that I'm playing a little bit quicker than what I would do in a match, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because the balls are in kind of optimal position, but yeah, I don't know why. So gently, excuse me, gently rolling through for the black again. Now the white, if I roll through, that's going to automatically go into that red above the black. So let's screw and keep the white this side, so we can avoid that cannon. And leave myself a choice of reds. Let's take the long way around the table because they're playing their shots on the other one. Didn't want to get in their way. But rolling that one through leaves me with either a low pink to the middle or this high black, where I've then got a choice of staying on, I guess, these three reds around the black, depending on how I play it. But I've gone a little bit further than I wanted. Thinking back on it, I think I was trying to get on the loose red in the middle of, in the middle between the pink and the black, just to kind of get that one out of the way. But yes, gone too far. So rather than screwing back for the black, let's keep things relatively straightforward. And we'll stay on the pink, and now we are playing down for a choice of these three reds. So roll this one in, then I'll have a nice angle on the black to have a choice of these two reds, but I want to try and get rid of the one that's below it as quickly as possible, just to make life easier going forwards. So we're almost at the desired 50 mark. But I've made an error with that easy red, and by that I mean I've left myself low on this black, so there's no way that I can stay on this red below the black. Not from this shot anyway, unless I go all the way around the table, but that is very pointless. So let's go on and off the side cushion and have a choice of the other reds between the pink and the blue. But I don't know if that's me overhitting it or getting a big bounce off the cushion, but whatever the reason, it's made my next red a bit tricky. So I can either overstretch and try and play that one, where if I then try and hold for the blue, I can see me going in off. So I'm choosing to take this one that's very, very skinny, sort of up between the yellow and the brown, and then back down the left side of the table for blue. But I've managed to overcut that one, but I've got my target of over 50. Let's see if the next break can be any better than that 55, just to try and bump up this average. Yes, to try and get the average over 50 as well, because that 16 certainly did not help matters. But that previous one, I felt like I was queuing okay, Pushing that red out has made things a little bit harder, because then the two reds directly below the pink do not go into the corner where I'm standing over at the moment. But playing a soft stun up there off the black means I can take either the red at the bottom of the 3 and stay on the black, or take this red to the middle and screw back very slightly for the pink into the other corner. Come a little bit lower than I wanted. I wanted it to be a little bit straighter, so on and off the side cushion. Just trying to keep the cue ball away from the cushions as much as possible. Yeah, nothing funny with this one. Roll it through and then choice of pink or black. But on that one I noticed that I had a little bit of unwanted left hand side on it. Thankfully the red did still go in. But yes, now a chance to get rid of this red below the black spot. And I better respot the black before I play the red, just in case I do get a cannon. Hope I don't, but you never know, I might have done. Unfortunately left it straight, but screw on and off the cushion and I should have a choice of reds to the middle or the corner. Just whichever ball is going to best take me onto the next colour. Again, a slight trace of unwanted side, but thankfully at that pace the pocket has still accepted it. So let's take this pink, and then we should have a choice of the 2 reds below it and perhaps the one above. Yeah, I don't think I got through that one very well. The white is a lot closer to the next red than I wanted. So let's have a look. So I can play, got a choice of shots here, so I can play the red that's above the pink and go up for the blue. Or I can screw it back slightly with a nice soft shot and stay on the pink. The red that was the one that's directly above the black would have kept me on the black, but if I'd have overhit it I might have snooked myself with the other red. So choosing to play that one to stay on the pink and punch this one in and move the white across so I can have the red directly below it. Right, so there's my 50. So 2 on the bounce. I'm quite happy with that actually. It should be straightforward here to stay on the black. Hoping to get low on it so I can play for a choice of the 2 reds just above. But hitting was using more side than stun there, whereas perhaps I should have done it the other way around, but I didn't want the cue ball to go too far away from these balls. But I'm not even going to bother attempting to play for the black here. Just drop this one in and leave myself on the pink. I mean, I could have rolled through a bit further, but I just didn't want that red to come into the equation in my head of trying to stay on the black. It does mean though that I've got to be positive with the cueing on this one to get the cue ball away from the pink spot, as it was a smidge off a straight. Right, choice of couple of different shots off this red. I can run it with top and right to stay on the right hand side of the black as we're looking, or I can screw across the face of it and then I won't have to walk so far. So we'll go with that option, just don't leave it straight. And this time, upper stun off the top cushion and then play probably on the bottom red of the line. So natural angle for this one, up for the blue, but I want to try and make sure that I get high on it so that I've got then a choice of coming back down for these 3 reds. And whatever you do, don't hit the red below the blue on this shot, which thankfully I haven't. And before I know it, I'm in the 80s. So this is dizzying heights here. Now I could run this ball through, which is what I was thinking about doing, but that was always going to leave me really low on the blue. So screwing on and off this side cushion and playing for the pink instead. And then I can play a kind of similar shot, excuse me, stunning off the side for a choice of the 2 reds below the blue. And that pocket doesn't seem to like accepting the pink today. It keeps chucking it out the runners and onto the floor. Right, not going to do anything massive with this cue ball. Just make sure that I don't get straight on the blue. And we hit 90. So blue, make sure I get either straight or high on this red to make the next positional shot easier. So I'm not going to try and do anything silly. This is just soft screwing back and make sure I stay high on this blue so that I can then get down to the next red. And the blue for what would be absolutely incredible. It's only bloody gone in. I'm kind of speechless now, actually. Excuse me. I did decel on that shot because I wanted to be straight or low on this red to take me up to the blue, which is why I'm playing this with a load of right hand side to try and get back up for the blue to make the shot onto the yellow easier. But yeah, didn't manage to do that. So a choice of blue or pink. If I take the blue, I've got to negotiate the bulk colours and hope that I then stay on the yellow, which is why I'm going to change my mind in a moment and look back at the pink, because if I take that ball, then all I've got to negotiate is the blue, and as I'm relatively straight, I can not bother using the side cushion. Let's just screw up the table, get higher than the blue, hopefully. Which I didn't quite manage to do, but I am still on the yellow. Does mean that it's time to get the little extension out. Double check that potting angle as I've looked away from the table. And just make sure I get lower than the bulk line. So I can't begin to tell you how gutting that was to miss that yellow. It wasn't until looking back on this footage that I realised I'd made the magical ton. But yeah, so after that, I bet you can all guess exactly what happened. Head went, bottle went, just everything, just thinking about that previous, still thinking about that previous yellow, the miss of it. Although, I have to say, it was more thinking about the blue to the red, or the final, the fight to the final red. So, don't expect masses from this one, please. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, actually. But that one, I potted it into the right-hand side of the pocket because I was trying, I don't know if you could see on the cue ball, I was trying to screw back with check side to make sure the white came up the table a bit further. Didn't quite happen. So, gently rolling this one in. And as you can see by the screen in the top right, I've just caught the jaw. And finished with a break of 24, and it didn't improve after that. I did try it a few more times just to see if I could do anything. But on to the results. Attempt 1, break of 40, and just I didn't miscue, but misaligned myself with the screw shot and put a bit of unwanted right hand side on it. Attempt 2 with the 16, same thing again actually, just a roll through with that red, managed to put a bit of unwanted right hand side on it. Then a fairly decent 55, and then that ridiculous 108, and I'm going to be ruining that blue to the last red for quite some time, I think, just not getting low on it. Anyway, then on to a break of 24, and yeah, missed the red because I was thinking of the previous break, which does mean that my average has dropped below the intended 50, but I don't actually care. I still don't have any words, actually. I think it's going to be quite some time before I do another one of those. I just hope that I can get somewhere close to it in a match so that you guys can all see it. But if you have watched this one and you're still with me now, thank you very, very much for listening to me waffle on. If you think that you might pick up anything from watching it with the spotty ball, then great. Do let me know. And if anything that I do does help you, I don't know if it will or not, do let me know that as well. And I will see you guys very soon. So for now, take care.